for the prices. I have called the friend of mine, and he asked me. I said, I put in the alternator, what you told me last night, and it's still happening. It's still the same thing. And he's like, who did you buy the alternator from? And I'm like, so and so. And he's like, oh man, we stopped buying the alternators from him. This stuff wasn't the first time it happened to me. I guess it happened on a couple occasions, or more than a couple occasions. So they stopped using the gentleman's services. And is this thing? Oh yeah, it's still recording. So what? Yes. So anyhow, I went. So that morning, second time around in the afternoon, because I had other things to do, appointments and so on. I also had to leave the fixing of the vehicle for the evening time, 5, 6, or 7 or so, or what have you. And what actually took place was, I did. He came around the second time in the afternoon, showed me where the fuse is. I got to the fuse. It was not the fuse, and I called him up saying it's not the fuse. I said, do you have another alternator? And he said, no, I don't. It'll have to be tomorrow. So if I waited for a friend again, I would be out of a car for 3 days. Okay, a job that's 2-hour job to put on and take off an old one and put on a new alternator. So I said, okay, I'll be there tomorrow to return you the alternator and get my money back. And so I went with one of the other vendors and purchased the alternator, put it in, and like I said, the light didn't come back. The battery light didn't come on. It threw some other codes. It was through some wheel or a tire sensor codes, and but we were prepared. We had a friend, my brother's friend, come over with a hefty, multi-$1,000 computer, and to take off the rest of the remaining code or codes or whatever it was, and and it was fixed. So I had a relief that I didn't express in a way, because my friend was looking at me and saying, "Are you okay?" And I was just like relieved that it was not the main computer. That's all it was just an alternator. The next day, I go at 8:30 to his shop. I didn't look on the door. I don't know what time he opens, but I call him up after 9. He's like, "I'll be there in a half." He came at 9:38. I mean, I didn't mind. I listened to the local radio station and learned some libertarian ideas and liberating ideas. And listen to this. So I go to the guy. Thank you very much.
Bezalkoholowe.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's the only beer I had.
Yeah, this is good.
Let me get a sip to open it.
So I go to the guy, and like I said, he comes at 9:30, 9:38. Oh, Januszek. And yeah, so we go into the shop, and it wasn't all I wanted from him was an apology. All I wanted to hear from him was, "I'm sorry that it didn't work for you, and maybe let me give you half off on the next one." I'm not gonna do it right now. Just later. Let me give you next time. Let me give you a half price off on an alternator or starter, whatever you buy from me, and that's I wanted an apology of a sorry you wasted your day or wasted your evening or an extra evening or day, and sorry that you had to go through the hassle of the trouble of doing this. And all I got was the blame game from a business owner. Hold on.
Put some music.
What? Just don't make it loud, because we'll talk about this. I'll do a separate video. Listen, and he gave me the blame game.
Yeah.
We'll talk in a sec. He gave me the blame game, and let me just tell you, because I didn't tell you, so I'm telling it to everyone. He gave me the blame game of I burnt that, whatever it was. He put it on his machine. Oh, another thing is, he checked if it had a 14 volts, and he checked it through this angle and that angle and through this part and that part. And yes, one of the parts was burnt. And whatever, his business, his idea of what took place, he played the game. A business owner that played the game, and a friend of the family, may I add, played the game blame game on me. No, I can't. And played the blame